This one right here, this one's up next. This one's called Vino Bandit.
This time red wine and bourbon. Custom made some words and this right here for a different excursion. Double 007 when versing, 007 when flirting. Blind guy came to my show, said I was better in person. Yeah, said I had blood on my Air Force.
So guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm just going to run through some supplements that I take as a D1 athlete, as a D1 runner. I'm going to split the supplements into two sections. So the first section is like an everyday supplement, which self-explanatory, you should be taking every day, even including race days. And then the second section of supplements that I'm going to include in today's video is race day or big workout supplements that you should be taking. So first off on the list, we got a calcium and vitamin D supplement. This is good for your bone health. If you watched last video, you know that I'm struggling with a stress fracture or stress reaction. So taking vitamin D and calcium really helps improve the bone health, ensuring that I get enough calcium so I can repair the bone after every workout. So that's why I should be taking this. The vitamin D part of it, it helps with the absorption of calcium. So you could be getting heaps of calcium in your diet, but it's not getting absorbed into your blood and therefore not being used if you don't have enough vitamin D3. So it's very important that you have both calcium and vitamin D3. The next supplement that you should be taking daily is iron. Thanks Ira Daily for these iron pills. It's very important. I wouldn't have iron if you're running like 50 kilometers a week or 30 miles a week. It's probably more for your endurance athletes that really do a lot of miles throughout the week and really pound the concrete. Iron is going to be there for producing hemoglobin in red blood cells, which is very important for carrying oxygen while you're working out. So if you're not having enough iron, you're iron deficient, you're going to be really low in energy, and you're not really getting the gains of doing all your aerobic work if you don't have enough iron. So therefore, take iron. A bit of a controversial one next here. So I've got Tonga Ali. It's meant to be a natural fucking testosterone boosting supplement. I do not know if it works. I started taking this like 6 months ago. I don't know if anything happened, take it if you want. I just saw some bloke talk about it on like Spotify on a podcast, so I thought I'd try it. I haven't tested my testosterone, so I couldn't tell you if this thing works, but I'm probably not going to buy it again. So if you want it, it's just a suggestion. Next up, you should be taking magnesium every night before bed. Shout out Sean Murphy. He doesn't take magnesium glycinate. I think he takes like thioronate or something like that. He seems to really think that it's improving his sleep. So mainly what magnesium does is it prevents neurotransmitters in your brain from like firing. So when you are trying to sleep, it really switches your brain off. So you stop like thinking so much and you can go to sleep so much faster. And if you go to sleep faster, then you're going to spend longer time asleep in the deep sleep, getting more blood to your muscles, so therefore improve recovery through sleep. That's why you got to be taking magnesium. Next up on the everyday list is creatine. Most runners I know are doing lifting, so it's important as a runner to have like supplement your training with a bit of lifting. And creatine, it's a very well studied supplement, so you'd be missing out if you're not taking it. It improves recovery. Really, you can get another rep in you in lifting. The only downside I could think to it is like you put on limited muscle, like water weight. So look, the benefits definitely outweigh the cost. So I'd be jumping on creatine. You start lifting heavier at the gym as well. Next up, we have zinc. Zinc is very good for preventing sickness. It's getting colder over here in the US, so having my zinc has prevented me. I haven't had COVID yet. COVID's going around in the team, haven't had it yet. I like to put that down to taking zinc every day. And yeah. Next up, we have the supplements you should be taking on race day. So I'll kind of run through what I take on race day. So, right after I've done my final strides for the race, I like to take 4 pills of BetaAlanine. BetaAlanine is basically a lactic acid buffer. So it's gonna act, it's gonna make me feel better for longer during the race, but it's not gonna lower the lactic levels that I feel. It's just gonna like delay that reaction. So really, it's probably not gonna like improve my 800 time by seconds, but it's gonna make me feel a little better throughout the race than what it would if I didn't have BetaAlanine. Shout out Sean Murphy again. He found a supplement online. It is very expensive though, by Morton. It's basically the same idea as BetaAlanine, but it's just a bit better. It's got bicarb soda in it or something. I'll link it down below. I'm not sure about the whole name of it, but it does basically the same thing. Acts as a lactic acid buffer, so you can just like run faster for longer. I know the NAU boys are on it. That's how Sean found out about it, but it costs $65 for 4 servings. So I would really only be using that for 4 races, 4 key races throughout the year, unless you're rich and you want to spend heaps of money. Also, I know some people on the team like to take BetaAlanine every day. I kind of don't. I did that before. Now I don't really do that. Just because we're in an aerobic phase, there's no reason to really be buffering out lactic acid, and also I feel like my tolerance went up the more that I took it. So I'm just going to save that for key workout days and race days from now on. Now, the final supplement that everyone should be taking before their key workouts or a big race is caffeine. There's so much research done on caffeine, and I see so many athletes just not taking advantage of it. Even like an energy drink, right? You don't need to have an energy drink. You can get a pill form of caffeine, like no-dose in Australia. The optimal levels are like 400 milligrams an hour for men right before a race, so an hour before the race, and it acts as an analgesic, right? I probably said that wrong. I'll type it out. But I learned this in PE studies. It basically tricks your brain into thinking harder things are easier. So while you're racing, you're going to be feeling a lot better throughout the race than if you weren't consuming caffeine, because your brain is literally being told that it's easier than what it is. So for me, I used to have, in Australia, we got V's, basically a Red Bull. I used to have a big one of those an hour before the race, but now I think I might try the pill form of caffeine. So that's going to be good. And you perform a lot better under caffeine. Most people just do it to try and become more alert, but they don't understand the actual chemicals around it. It actually acts as an analgesic. So that's the last supplement, but I want to go into what you should be taking after like every run. I like to get protein in, so I have this protein powder. It's like 50 grams of protein powder. I have it after every lifting session, and I'll probably do it after every big workout, just because your body really destroys itself and it needs it. That's about it.
Imagine shooting a man with your last bullet, and he stands there, unfazed. Fuck off!